I'll wait until you guys get it back in to unpause.
I am in.
Okay, cool. Yeet. Oh, did you see that jump? That's a good jump. Oh, nice. Oh, look at that little creature. I could probably shoot it. Can I, like, melee? Is it melee? Nope. At least there's like a basic sprint. Cool. Oh, that's a cool mechanic.
Kill and eat it.
I don't think I can yet. I don't have a weapon. Tell heads if they're unaware, suspicious, or investigating. Okay.
Easy now. You've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
Okay. Damn, that was pretty cool. So, they just want me to jump? Oh, okay. That was neat.
Hey, you, come here.
Oh,
You've
yeah,
tried the
dude.
best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, wow, that stings. Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's choice doesn't like us accepting outside help.
What's happened to you?
We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life.
What?
Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those
You
canisters.
shot yourself, you idiot. You're hiding in a cave, and you're blocked off the exit. You're as good
Spacer's
as
choice policy clearly stipulates that dead and as good as dead are two completely different properties of matter. Unless I'm dead, I'm contractually obligated to attend to my post. I will report that illegally grounded spacecraft if it is the last thing I do. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh?
Lol.
I can persuade. Huh.
Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all.
Cool.
All Spacer's choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Yes, nailed it that time.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna.
Salt tuna?
The Hope? Is that some sort
This
of
kid's an
fancy new
idiot.
drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy.
Let me plug in my phone real quick. And I'm off. I'm gonna test the theory that I got. You ready for this, Dun? About to test the theory and see how it goes. Cool. I'm actually happy with that. Cause now I got a helmet.
You probably did the best thing for him.
God, no. There we go. You have up to 4 weapons equipped at a time by navigating to the weapons, then selecting the weapon slot at the top of the screen. On this page, you can also inspect your weapon, compare them, flag them as junk, or break them down for parts. Fuck yeah. Whoa. No wasted resources. Players with engineering skill can repair weapons on their screen as well. I should have put points into that. Okay, I got it.
So weapon degradation is a thing?
I haven't checked yet. Yeah, it looks like it. Condition is 100% on the helmet. Let's see. Club to the head, no problem. You're fine and ready to hit this discerning anarchist right back there. Surprised face. Okay. That's not bad. I'll equip it. I knew I wasn't gonna see my fucking face. Okay. Oh, okay, I guess I'll just run in it.
Damn it, my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the hell? This...
Oh. Well, I guess you fucking can. How do I do time? Hibernation complications detected. So, in this game, they have a system where, like, if you, the way you play can give you different debuffs. So, like, if you keep getting killed by robots, eventually you might become robophobic or something along the lines of that. I don't know how it's called, but it affects the gameplays and also gives you negative debuffs. So each playthrough can be different depending on how you play, which is fucking crazy. Due to complication string, press the tactical time dilation button, slows down the world, giving you time to think, as well as take action. Okay. Cool. Nice.
Make you bleed!
expecting that. Much better. What you got, bud? Nice loot. It'd be a shame if someone took all of your fucking dope ass loot. Okay. They ran over here. Huh.
Make you pay! Wrong!
Okay. This one is.
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed! Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. You out of your mind? No way. Once we've dealt with these marauders, I'm hunting that sick freak down. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs, son.
Huh. Let's do.
Seriously? But those marauders will... You know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go.
Whoa. Then Ray gonna get wrecked.
X gonna give it to me. Nice. You know what that means? I'm at 85%. The DPS is the same. What is my character like again? I don't remember.
How do I say goodbye?
I got I got science instead of engineering. Fuck. I need a couple more points in engineering. Engineering, I'm gonna put points in next. Because that way I can get a fucking, whatchamacallit, I can get novice, which allows me to repair shit on the fly. Way better.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Smile for my surveillance device, Marauder. I am tracking your every move. Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities. Hello. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction.
What do you do, self-destruct?
Jettison procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment.
Oh shit.
This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex Hawthorne. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne. I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand?
I can do whatever the hell you want, baby.
I understand. You are speaking metaphorically. You wandered outside this ship and experienced a permanent, life-changing encounter. The old you is dead. Welcome back, Captain Hawthorne. I extend felicitations and congratulations on your life-changing experience. I understand. You are going undercover with an alias. I will update my discretion protocol accordingly.
Good.
Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand? Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Every time you level up, you earn skill points to spend on improving your skills. On a core skill, melee improves all of the specialized skills of the group up to a maximum of 50, and after 50, you can add points directly to specialized skills.
Umfau even the AI is sassy.
Armor consumables improves as a grow. Special unlocks bonus occur every 20 points. You've been promoted. Congratulations. You've gained enough experience to level up. Open your character ledger to advance your character. Leveling up increases your health points and gives you points upgrades to skill. Which skill trees? Let's put a point in range so I can get the heavy dilation. Okay. Okay. Oh. Ooh. You can now command special abilities. Okay. I mean, there's always gonna be a bunch of this shit. 50% base health. Oh. Oh, fuck, that's good. You don't want it. Let's do... Yeah, done. Should I do increase carry weight, base health, or... what is it? Unlock ability to fast travel when encumbered. Or XP from these dudes. Fuck, I don't even know. I might do base health. Carrying more would help. Better prices for my shit. I like that kind of play. Oh, wait.
Which are you stuck between?
I don't know. Between the vendor and the carry capacity. Because I can do health next level up. Because I know I'm going to level up a bunch. But 20% more of my items would help me in the beginning of the game. Carry capacity might help overall. You know what, fuck it.
Due to catastrophic power failure, all doors will remain on security lockdown.
Whack.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, ma'am, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay. Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Oops, that's not the right button. Oh shit. Fuck, bitch.
Either your charisma is just really high, or speech checks are a bit too easy.
I feel like it's easy because it's the first place. I don't actually know. I died.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours... Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like Edgewater... Now, if you'll...
I'm going back there, but this time, saving. Oh, fuck. What happens if I do this? Yes. Bro, did I already break my gun? I guess they're just too powerful right now. So I'll just go back later. Hell yeah. That's pretty cool. There was one there, one there. Just that friend disappeared. Oh! Okay, so there's some mutilation. I like that. I can get behind that. It doesn't have to be grotesque like Bloody Mess, but you know, something. It's better than nothing. Yeah, you know your boy's gonna save. How do I equip mods? Oh, cool, this is a graveyard. That's fucking depressing.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend. Your pod? What are you on about? You take a bruise to the cranium?
You did
Ain't
breathe
safe out
to the
here.
cranium.
You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls. And low prices. Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer? Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites. We rent them from the company.
What the
Renting means
fuck?
money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see?
Oh. You want me to collect what's owed? Wait, no, hold on.
Company policy. If it was up to me, I'd put the whole town 10 feet under, free of charge.
Fair enough.
Four workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little.
I'm full of charisma, dude. I can get your fucking payments without even firing a shot. Yeah, why is he a
He
special
just
case,
is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up. Conrad's got a barbershop in town.
Okay,
Phyllis works at the
barber,
cannery most hours.
Cannery.
Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad.
Okay. I'll be back, bud.
Huh? What? I wasn't dozing off.
Yo, what is going on?
Beats working at the cannery.
Holy shit.
Dear God, we ray in Saturn.
You can take the thief out of Skyrim, but you can't take... I mean, you can take the Skyrim... Yeah, you can take the thief out of Skyrim, but you can't take the thief out of your heart. I'm fucking... I, like, fucking don't want to. But I can't fucking help myself. Dear reader, your subscription to this newsletter has expired. Shovel's Gazette quarterly. Darn. Okay, see? There is some things that I just don't have the skill for yet. That's good. You know what? It's okay that it's not an open world. Well-made hub maps that have game quality like this, I'll fucking take that any day. Just make a good game, people will flock to it.
Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness. We don't believe in free anything here in Edgewater. We're a Spacer's Choice company. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment. Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions. As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch. Thank you, no. I despise the cereals. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies. Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings. Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions.
I wanted to try that conversation again because I want to know if there's a way to force him to pay. Because regardless if I can't get him to pay, I'm just gonna go with whatever I go this time. But I want to see like which ways, if I choose different dialogue options, can affect the outcome of the mission. Because then I have to like think more through my thoughts.
Another day at the cannery.
Don't go knocking your work. At least we've got one.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. No, thank you. That's quite all right. I've seen enough body parts in my line of work. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment. A ship? Dear me. You seem to have lost the ability to distinguish. I don't approve of fantasizing. It's a dreadful habit, corrosive to the mental faculties. You ought to let the vicar... Vicar Maximilian, our man from the OSI, here to spread the message of scientism like a soothing balm upon a feverish head.
Yo,
Or so
if
you'd
I add him
expect.
to my group,
You'll find him in our local church,
fucking increase my
probably
skill.
neglecting his duties.
You still awake, them?
He doesn't seem to like us much. The vicar has not been with us long, and in his relatively short tenure in Edgewater, gives off the distinct whiff of superiority.
Jesus, this guy stinks.
Yeah, now I want to make him pay.
Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked...
I've heard this.
As broke as pie crust, friend. I simply cannot... With what? Tell Silas I can't afford to pay. Not a bad idea. Much obliged.
How am I supposed to figure that out for? That's the thing I don't get. So no matter what, I kind of went to the same path. But I learned more information by doing it over again.
Been eating nothing but salt tuna for a year.
Ugh.
Just the way it goes, I suppose.
Barber shop. Barber shop. Is stationed as a guard in the southeast of Edgewater.
Another day at the cannery.
Something got you down?
Nothing.
Hey there, Mary. Don't see you round here too often.
Oh, I just came to talk to the vicar is all. None of us are above confessionals.
What have you got to confess?
Who the fuck are you, homie?
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or
Ooh,
Vicar Max
that's a
if
good
you're the
voice.
sort who prefers brevity. I so
do
rarely
prefer
get new
brevity.
people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling? This season's tossball predictions? The quickest way out of town? Mechanical tomfoolery is well out of my purview. I suggest you take such matters to Mr. Thompson in the cannery.
Okay, now I know.
Oh, and a word of warning. If you're considering wandering around outside the safety of the town, you'd best be cautious.
Yeah, I know. I got killed by those monsters.
The marauders I met when I ventured outside the walls might agree with you. Bastards snuck up on me while I was dutifully hunting for a banned book in a collector's library. Barely escaped with my life. But you see, one of the reasons I transferred here was to get my hands on that heretical text. If you managed to acquire it for me, I'd pay quite a handsome sum for the book.
You know what? A handsome sum, you say?
So you'll consider it? I do appreciate you hearing me out, and,
Like
your
the way
discretion.
I found missions, like talked
It's
to
a
my guy,
handwritten
found out
journal,
about this
a
guy.
faded blue cover with the name Mbakonu
doing
handwritten
quests
in
like
the
this.
lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious?
Do I still have a map?
I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
Fair enough. I can actually see that.
It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it. Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Cool. Well, it was... Yo, done. Do you hear that light bulb? Holy shit.
Talking to the good vicar always lifts up my spirits.
Oh, that's creepy. I don't like how the action button is the same button as putting away your item. So every time I try to do something, I press square. Like, I know it doesn't affect anything, but fuck.
You think corporate's ever gonna visit?
No.
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
You had a minute. Next one comes out of your pay.
Huh. Let's track that. Okay, that's so much easier. Let's check out where this person...
Sometimes I wonder what I'm doing.
Don't mind me.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy. Foreman Granger. Mind those words don't come out of your mouth unless preceded by yes, or right away, or thank you. Shit. Silas still on about that? Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill.
Oh.
I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist.
Oh, great.
Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable.
Amen, sister.
Eugene wasn't family. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death.
Oh.
I'm the one who found him, you see, so
damn it.
I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
You can't be serious.
I'm plenty serious. In fact, I'm a little upset Eugene didn't think things through. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees. which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear.
People are treated as
I'm just
assets,
glad to
not
put this whole
people.
ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in
completely
peace,
forgot about
and the rest of us can get on
I
with
didn't
our own
think-
lives.
I thought she was actually related to it. I didn't even think it was like relative closest to me. That's fucking dark. Thanks for paying the fees, bitch. Strictly merit-based. Please do not under any circumstances distribute your rations and medications to any other workers. Jeez, that's fucking... I gotta find a place to repair my weapons, or like do some damage so I can level up.
If you think about it, it is not too far off from the American government.
I mean, yeah, you do have to pay inheritance tax to the government when you die, so they get like 35% of whatever you were worth. But, you know, it's not like corporations, it's just the government, which is more fucked up.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Never been healthier. Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
I think America could end up
You
like
some
this
sort of
someday if
wandering
our
alienist?
government
Walking
isn't
into a
checked.
man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state? Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows. Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help.
Hell yeah, dude, I'll help you out. How can I help?
There's a cache of anthrax tucked away in the old community center.
I wonder if lies
Powerful
end up
stuff.
coming back to
Stronger than
bite
what
you
we got,
later.
anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me.
Yeah, not so fast.
I'll do what I can. You will not find any guards within sight of that old place.
Oh,
Marauder. I have it on good authority. There's a gang of them squatting there. I advise stepping softly.
Oh no, I can take care of marauders. I just don't want to kill anyone who, like, has authority in the town.
So you'll do it then?
Of course, friend.
You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Law, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it.
You mean cancer? Did they just not know about cancer? Did they not spend the time to look into it? So it's just the thing that kills. Or is it an actual plague?
Just keep your head down when you're in there. I know that.
Consequences
Reed
for
would've
lies
wrote me
would
up.
be truly next
Constable would've
gen.
locked me up and wrote me up. Could have gone to see the good vicar, but I never did find my courage.
I got you, bro.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
What can I do for you? Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor?
Yeah, bitch.
Experience was my teacher. Experience and... So, you want to be an embalmer, brochures 1 through 5, courtesy of the Spacer's Choice Department of Career Development. Go ahead. Edgewater has been good. I am never... As the good vicar says, work fortifies the spirit of a... The plagues come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months.
Oh shit, it's a
I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame. Fever, chills, fatigue, aching, vomiting, an excess of phlegm, a tendency towards belly aching.
Oh. You mean, like, the flu?
Whatever it may be, I have developed my own palliative. Boiled canid liver and a splash of ethanol.
You're an insane person. You're an insane person, you fucking idiot.
Company policy, friend. We don't have enough medicine to treat all of us, so we treat the best among us. We're a sensible people.
Don't know how to make him.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff. I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling. I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Just my luck. I ask for backup and the boss sends me one of the auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant, clattering about, firing at the birds, orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing, shoulder to shoulder with the resistance? I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. So tuna cans, mostly, some Spacer's chaw, few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid. Enlistment fees. Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the Resistance a bad name. They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town. This scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back. Mechanical's got a weak spot in their midsections. I think the technical term is, the blue glowy square thing.
Okay. I got some quests set up. I don't know how to get back that to pay this fucking due.
Fancy threads. That some kind of hibernation suit? You run into any trouble? Conrad's barbershop is a yawning pit that swallows his every bit. I keep telling him he should cut a few corners. Skimp out on the disinfectant. Gotta put the squeeze on Conrad. Find some dirt on him. Maybe check his back room. That's the word, extortion. Been on the tip of my tongue all day. Maybe if I go here. Oops. I know about
What can I
your
do for you?
crimes, bitch. Give me the money from the teeth.
You know about Eugene? How? You were probably poking around my things. I really shouldn't leave my letters sitting out in the open.
No, you really shouldn't.
Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave. That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I? The good Vicar Maximilian and I have never quite seen eye to eye, but your point is well taken. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature, and an IOU. Eugene was not a suicide. He put a bullet in his brain, yes, but that's largely a technicality. I was the one who prepared Eugene's body for interment. I discovered symptoms of the plague on his corpse, and I discovered medicine in his pocket. Lots of medicine. Eugene overdosed on adrenatime, which is known to cause psychosis and paranoia as possible side effects. The paranoia drove him to take his own life. We can all thank our lucky stars that young Eugene was hopped up on medication and suffered its predictable side effect. I included it all in my official report. I'd like to think I saved Edgewater a great deal of money. We never could have paid the fines associated with a suicide.
That's a cool kitty.
Grave digging's a fine profession. Always work to be had, and nary a word of complaint out of your clients.
We'll play it.
Yeah? What about him? Well, yeah. It's what I'm contractually obligated to do. What's this about? Yeah. Funny thing, Eugene's body ain't where it's supposed to be. The night we was supposed to commend his body to the earth, I had his grave all dug up and ready, right? And so I thought, I'll just rest my eyes a bit. When I woke up, his body was gone. Spirited away. Vanished. The footprints nearby suggested that Eugene was stolen by marauders. Or he rose from the dead. Let me know if you find anything. Yeah? Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. 20, 30, carry the one... all my life? Work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem's the paperwork. Can't get anybody to pay their gravesite fees. Something I can do for you? You run into any trouble? Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to. And I'll buy you a drink sometime. Suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another. Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy. What? No. If I knew he was sick, I would have had him reported. I needed his fees because of his name. A, for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see? Yeah?
Old MacDonald had a triple blade. Haha, nice. Let's do the companion quest. The sooner I get Victor as a companion, the sooner we can go on adventures together. And he can help me with my engineering skill. Nice, that was a clean fucking shot. Ooh, holy shit. Attack increases the damage dealt from power attack. Shit, I was doing something, wasn't I? Oh yeah. Nice. Good kitty. Well, this time I'm saving right before I get here.
Heard something. Attack! Attack! Stay away! Get up!
Did that just say dehydrated water? I fucking think it did. You fucking kidding me? Bruh. What the fuck? You still with me, Don?
Any progress on that matter we discussed? Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices I... Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this French? I can't fucking read French. It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn. There is little more important than such a precious, rare text. I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted. Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony. The story of my life. Most lay people are not aware of this, but we've not discovered any new insights into the plan for a long, long time. I had an idea that we should welcome the truth, no matter where we found it. I had the worse idea to share my thoughts with a superior. And that's how I ended up assigned prison duty, where I was fool enough to let an inmate bend my ear with stories of an original Bakonu journal. Please. As if my life should have no greater meaning than proselytizing to a bunch of feeble-minded wretches. Nothing could be more excruciating than discussing the true nature of reality with people who have no interest beyond their next Aetherwave program. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship. Perhaps I could make myself of use to your crew.
Sure.
Free spiritual counseling, someone to watch your back, not to mention a grown-up in the party. I'm pretty handy with a tossball stick, or any blunt instrument really. I'm also a passable gun hand if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though. Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well. Well, understanding computers is, though I admit I took it further than most. And I was quite the 32nd back during my penitentiary term. Left many an opponent bleeding in the prison yard. Of course, I'm a vicar who is dedicated to his calling. More dedicated than any other you'll find in this colony. I joined the OSI to help decipher the grand plan. But instead, I ended up the vicar in a prison due to ignorance and politics. Then I came here. Satisfied? Fantastic. Let me get my things in order and I'll catch up with you. I shall see you on the ship, Captain, whenever you're ready to leave Emerald Vale. I'll meet you on the ship when you're ready to depart from Emerald Vale.
Please hold him. I need to explain this address.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The cans bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Well, sure. It's, mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with, well, not fish.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I must say, wearing a marauder's outfit is in very poor taste. I do wish you'd show your uniform a little more respect. Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we've got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. My proposition benefits the both of us. Please, hear me out. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way. You're the first stranger to wander into town in an age. Scripture tells us that nothing happens without reason. I was not entirely sure. No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. Good law, no, I don't want you killing anyone, least of all them. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town. Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership. That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. But I am ready to make amends if they are willing to return to the fold. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Sure. Coming. We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. Hey, ma'am, can we talk? Sorry. Can we... Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just... Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. Life's hard here, especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. Books are for rich folk. I wonder what he wants with something like that. About if what Mr. Thompson proposes to do is upright. Leaving Miss McDevitt's folk to their fate. And maybe he can think of something else to try. Something we ain't. It's just an idea. Thanks, ma'am. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Got it. I'm going.